Joining us with more on this is Sean Gregory, a senior writer for Time Magazine. Sean, good morning.
Good morning, Anthony.
Well, this is an interesting development here. We've got an established corporate executive who now is essentially running this team. There's going to be a lot of confusion here, though, isn't there?
Yeah, but the NBA is saying, we're sending you a real CEO here. Dick Parsons has run multi-billion-dollar corporations, Time Warner and Citi. He can run the Clippers. And so he's going to be the caretaker. He said, he's going to be kind of the interim and kind of a transition guy. There's a leadership void. And he has experience at Citi, for example. He took over during the recession. There was a leadership void there. And this is kind of his thing. And the fact that he's African-American, too, I think sends a strong message as well.
At this point, most of us have heard Sterling say, the NBA can't take away my property. Can they take away his property?
Yes, they can. I mean, because he signed the franchise agreement that has morals clauses and ethics agreements, and he broke those. And the key article in the NBA Constitution is if third party in such a way to adversely affect members. If something you do adversely affects members, you can be voted out. What's the adverse effect here? Corporations pulling out. And that affects revenues, that affects the whole league. So that's what the Article 13D in this NBA bylaws, like what the NBA is going on.
These owners it's almost like being a member of a country club.
It's a country club, right. You sign an agreement and you break the agreement and you're out.
Shelley Sterling, meanwhile, Sean has made clear that she intends to keep her ownership in the team. If they remain married, does that not complicate this whole thing?
It does complicate things. She's saying she would be a passive owner. So she's applauding the Parsons move and saying, I won't be involved, I won't be involved. However, California has community property laws that complicate things. And so you could argue, lawyers could argue that if you take away from Donald, you take away from Shelley as well. If I was a lawyer here in California, I'd be involved in this. I'm going to be making a lot of money because this is going to drag on and there's lots of complications and who knows how it's going to end.
So you interviewed Richard Sherman this week and he said he didn't think the NFL would have responded the same way as the NBA. Is that what people in the NFL are saying right now?
Well, he made an interesting point and a connection. He connected it to the Redskins. He basically said, the NFL is sanctioning a racist team nickname, so I'm not going to believe that NFL owners would act as strongly as Adam Silver acts. So he kind of connected these two issues in an interesting way. How the rest of the NFL players feel about that, I'm not sure. But I think Sherman spoke, he's a pretty outspoken guy and speaks pretty loudly and has a leadership position within the league.
Sean, if the Sterlings fight to maintain ownership of this team, but the NBA has put Dick Parsons in there to run it, will there not be some tension there about how this team goes forward?
I mean, but Donald Sterling's out, right? So I think Parsons is going to have say over the business side of things, and he's he's already said, Doc Rivers, you're running the show on the basketball personnel side. So I don't anticipate a ton of tension, especially if Shelley is going to follow through what she's saying, and she's saying she's going to be passive right now. She wants her 50%, but it's going to be a passive 50%. So I might anticipate, I think Parsons is going to do okay here.
It sounds safe to say, though, I think we're going to brace ourselves for a long legal fight.
It's going to be a legal fight, exactly. No doubt about that.
Sean Gregory, thank you so much.
No problem.